Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
All right, everybody, welcome into A Reel and a Beer. We are back in our wheelhouse here, in our saddles, ready to do another trailer reaction. We're going to go with Capone. We've seen this movie named Capone and Fonzo. You know, I know his real name is Alphonse Capone. This movie, I have not seen this trailer. Swear on my daughter. Huge mafia buff, man. I've studied Al Capone. I've got his documentary downstairs. I've got all his movies, prior movies he's been in. We're going to put up a picture where I've actually visited Al Capone's grave in Chicago. You should see it somewhere right here. Josh have to do the magic on that. So this movie's going to hit home, and I from knowing his past and studying him all of his years and kind of admiring what he did from a distance, I don't know if anybody I'd rather play him than Tom Hardy, just from the sure standpoint that I know Tom Hardy does not take roles lightly. I mean, he goes hard at any role he has. One thing that has disturbed me before we get started is the makeup looks a little suspect. I mean, just from what I've seen in these pictures. But that ain't saying that has nothing to do with the trailer. Just from what I've seen in these pictures before we watch this trailer.
Right.
I think you even
pulling that out a little bit. It does look a little. You ever seen like the trailer for like the 1990 Captain America? How they made Red Skull look? It's not necessarily that bad, but you know.
Oh my god!
Just we're in our element now. We're in our element.
Yeah, we're in our element.
We're in our element now. Let's get to this, man.
Let's get to this, man. And guys, please, before we start this, hit the subscribe button. Go on this journey with us. Tell us what you want us to review. Tell us your thoughts on this trailer right here. Let's do this.
How about if our good friend Al did?
Do you know what the difference is between Adolf Hitler and Al Capone? That was dead. Capone was like a king in Florida.
He has full-blown dementia.
I have reason to believe it could all be an elaborate act.
What's this about?
We have information that your client may have tucked away a very large sum of money.
You can drop the act now. Get ghouls walking around. Guys like you own this place $10 million.
Maybe we can get him to talk.
So go on rampage. We made a promise. Someday we was gonna make it big. The only thing that really matters is how a man treats his family.
Okay.
Can I start it off?
Yeah.
I started off. To me, it didn't. If you go in with the expectation of thinking of all the other Capone variations and other things we've seen him in, I think you'll be a little deflated. I am a little bit, but it is Tom Hardy. It may be a different twist, dealing with another side of things that we haven't seen yet. I did expect a little bit of, little gun violence, little Tommy gun action here and there. You know, a little punch a guy here. What do you say? I wanted to hear more of his accent and see how he really played it. But you really don't see it in the trailer. So, for me, I mean, Tom Hardy has done great in every role he's played in. You spoke on that. But for me, it's kind of not exactly.
If you're going into it expecting Goodfellas, Godfather, this is not that. Which maybe a good take on it.
What was the movie here a while back that Tom Hardy was playing the role? The movie looked like crap. We said if anybody can save this, it's Tom Hardy.
Venom.
The trailers look like crap, and we was like, Anybody can pull this out. It's this guy. I think we're right back to that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm serious. I think we're right back to that with this trailer.
Cause I really expected like more of a reaction from you because this is your
That's my wheelhouse,
this-
man.
this
But this
thing,
is my,
yeah.
that's my like number one pastime was to study.
because of the last name
yeah,
being
Italian Sicilian, man.
I mean, it's one of the leaders, it was one of the families.
Yeah, absolutely. Don Starkey in the original Godfather. That's my last name. So he was one of the heads of the table in the Godfather movie. So yeah, and here's the thing that caught me. If they're and obviously they are, they're. It looks like this is going to be like The Notebook, where they're flashing back from time, and then he's at this dementia point, and they keep interviewing him. You could make that work, I guess you could say, because the man caught syphilis and it drove, and that's what caused him with the dementia and stuff. And I'm not sure. I hadn't looked this up. Is Matt Dillon playing Elliot Ness in this?
No idea.
Can you look that up right fast? If he is, just let me know. So I'm like X. I wanted to see more of the let's bang it out. Let's see some of the wars with the Irish over territories. Let's see the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Let's see some of these things portrayed. And in this, I didn't even hear Tom Hardy talk.
Yeah.
Did I? Did you?
I don't.
Did you hear
recall.
A little bit at the end. He said, we made a promise to make it big.
Okay. And of all things for him to go down on, it was tax evasion. What they got him on.
Yeah, I think it was it.
His name, Matt Dillon's name in this movie is Johnny.
Is what?
Johnny. That's all it says.
Johnny.
Okay.
Johnny.
Huh. Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's so many levels to Al Capone that I don't know if they touched on with this minute and 36 trailer. From a trailer standpoint, I'm not really excited about this at all. I'm going to go opening day regardless because it's Al Capone and it's Tom Hardy. I mean, if I didn't know anything about Al Capone and wasn't a major Tom Hardy fan, there's no way in hell I would watch this if it's at a theater.
Gotcha.
There's no way I'd go see that off this trailer alone. There's no way.
If I didn't see the trailer and you said, "Hey, you want to go see Capone with Tom Hardy?" I'm expecting
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
something
yeah. I
different.
think, yeah. Totally different from this.
But
But it may be there. It may be, like you said, like The Notebook. You may flash to those moments of somebody might have said something like you saw that one scene where he's around a bunch of dead bodies. Maybe that is the St. Valentine's
we
Massacre.
may get those
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah,
Well-
and it just flashes through, through his dementia and him remembering it another way, possibly. I mean, you never know. Like, he flashing back to that moment, come back to it. So,
But initial release date is what, July? So I don't know that we'll get another trailer. We may.
I think it's genius to put one out in the middle of this pandemic when everybody's at home.
It's a good thing that they wrapped up filming.
It's creating more buzz right now
Yeah.
because there's nothing else out there and people starving for it.
This is it.
So I think it's genius to put this out. Anybody who's watching this is in Hollywood. I shouldn't have to tell you this. People are starving for anything. Why do you think they released that Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, early? Is because they knew.
I'm really anticipating Extraction
Extraction, yeah.
with Thor.
With Thor. Yeah,
He plays a human in it.
that's awesome. but yeah, like Nick said, the scene, and everybody knows St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Here's the deal. If I want to see his reaction to that, walking out with all that blood, I want to see some of these epic battles for territories. I want to see him rising up through the ranks when he was in Red Hook, Brooklyn, and how he even got sent to Chicago. I'm not going to say how it happened and boiled out and how he got the scar on his face and all that. But you'll have to see it in the movie. I don't want to spoil anything. Anybody hadn't seen it or studied him. But I want to see all those things, how they developed and how it got him to where he was in Chicago. And how Prohibition affected him. I want to see that. I want to see, a lot of layers that didn't touch on any of that.
Well, see, the good thing about reliving this through his dementia, his memory, is they can flash back to any point in
At
history.
any time.
At any time.
Right. There you go.
So it may be a very smart way of going about it
Yeah.
instead of just focusing on one particular.
I want to
Time
see him
and place.
going in, man. Like, like he was a ruthless dude, man. Like, bad. He was one of the most ruthless killers of all time, but he's also beloved. People talk about John Gotti being popular and stuff. John Gotti was popular because he wanted in front of the camera and shit like that. Al Capone was popular because he was feared, dude. Nobody anywhere wanted to be part of him.
It reminds me of the opening scene of The Dark Knight, where the opening scene, the banker says, criminals in this town used to have
Stand
honor
for something.
and
Will you believe it?
respect, and that's the way a lot of these gangsters were. They were very well respected in their communities.
Oh, dude. He was feared, respected, beloved. But he took care of the community, though. He didn't just rob from them. I mean, he was selling them alcohol, to make his money, but he gave back millions and millions of dollars.
That's why nobody told on him. I mean,
But unfortunately, for Batman, the Joker starred him up in his own movie. Let's hope that don't happen. Like Elliot Ness will star up Al Capone in this
that
movie.
city deserved a better type of criminal.
Well, everybody's tired of looking at Batman, and the Joker, much better character written. He's also
we're bleeding over.
dude, isn't
And this is a side conversation.
side conversation. We'll stop it right there. We can see. Well, we don't want to have to edit this video. But now look, final thoughts on this trailer.
Is this going to be a theater movie for you?
X,
Is it a theater movie anyway? Is it?
X, you go. You finish. Give me.
Nowadays, you can't tell the difference between Netflix
Yeah.
and movies.
I don't know. I hadn't done the research.
I mean, either way it goes, I'm not sure it's going to be in the theaters. I'm not sure. But either way it goes, I think, kind of like you touched on it earlier, it's Tom Hardy as Al Capone. I think still the best version of Al Capone I've seen so far has been my man De Niro. And that was just, he
And
wasn't.
Untouchables.
Yes, that Untouchables, man. That was a pretty strong actor role right there he played, man. So for me, I'll check it out. I'll give it.
All right. I'm going opening day just for those two reasons I mentioned earlier.
Because you're a purist.
Yeah. But sometimes, that's bad because I've watched pretty much every mobster film there is, and you try to pin it against something else, like favorite movie ever is Godfather 1, and it's just, you can't.
There's so many great mob movies that anytime you go and do one, it's a big risk.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Like, ask John Travolta. The Gotti
I thought
movie.
that was a great movie.
I thought it was a good movie, but it got a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really? I like Gotti?
I thought it was
I
all
liked
right.
it. I thought it was good.
It was better than a 0.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you just had
yeah.
the one with
The Irishman?
Johnny Depp, The Irishman.
Oh, The Irishman. That fucking
That was long, man.
I watched about
long as shit.
an hour and a half.
I watched it all, but
I did
it
too.
was a very slow burn.
Yeah, I'm this one. Tom Hardy's done it before because I thought Venom was going to be the worst movie I've ever seen, and it wouldn't, by no means, one of the top superhero movies of all time or comic book, but it was a lot better than I thought.
It was watchable.
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
A lot better than trailers.
Yeah, and kudos to him, and they set up something that could be really good moving forward.
It did.
So this right here, man, it's gonna be tough, man. And who plays Elliot Ness? Who's going to step up against him? There's a lot of questions. Bugs Moran, like who's how are we going to intertwine these characters in here? Who's playing them? Are they even going to talk about them? So we gotta find out. There's a lot of stuff that it remains to be seen. I'm definitely opening day, but let us know what you guys think. What did we miss? What did you see? What are you expecting from this movie? Is there anything that you guys could tell us that would change our perspective on this? Please do so in the comments. So you guys please like, subscribe, you're welcome to comment. Hell, we'll have you on. I don't care. We're that top guys. This is A Real and a Beer. We are out.